When I think of Phindile Matroshe Mtshali, I'm reminded of the song Fetch Your Life by Prince KB featuring Msaki. Phindile is most known as Nadia Nakai's manager, and she has done PR for some of the biggest artists in the country. She is a sister, a daughter, a partner, a friend, and much more. But I think what sets her apart is how much she is fetching her life. She is plugged into it, running a company which, as she describes it, allows people's dreams to come true. She is a dynamite in the entertainment industry that likes to remain behind the scenes. But more than that, she is energy. She is charged in. She is alive. She is awake. She is an inspiration. She is a force of a woman. And she is not allowing any barrier to stop her. Join me in meeting the woman who's fetching her life. Hi Phindi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, good. So to everyone, you are known as Phindile Matroshe Mtshali. Mm-hmm. Take me through the double barrel surname. Let's start there.
Oh wow, okay, straight into it. Yeah. So my mother ngumxhosa, Matroshe, and before my parents got married, they obviously conceived me, and I took on my mom's surname for school purposes. Okay. So I had to get enrolled, like literally off the bat, and I used Matroshe, and then later on I was like recognizing my Zulu-ness, and I was just like, but what about Mtshali? So I think my dad just didn't pick up the conversation and say, okay, let's go to Home Affairs and let's go change your surname. Yes. And so I just gave it to myself.
Wow.
And I was just like, I'm Matroshe Mtshali. Yeah. So when I get married,
how's this going to work?
It's going to be Matroshe Mtshali Mbata.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I love that. And then why is it important for you to have both surnames of your parents?
Just recognition, you know. I recognize everything. I recognize my dad. I recognize spirituality. I recognize ancestral stuff. It's just a matter of I see you and I am you, and therefore I'll acknowledge you.
That makes sense.
That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take me through growing up. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Soweto. I'm a Soweto girl. Spent a lot of years in Soweto. My mom is like a big believer of education. Sure. So she made sure that education was literally the forefront of our upbringing. Took us to a Jewish school in Linksfield. Now Linksfield was like an hour away from where I lived, and that's without traffic. Yeah. So with traffic, it was about 2 hours and a few minutes. Sure. So my dad used to do that commute every single day from Soweto to Linksfield, drop me off, take my older siblings to Sandringham. Yeah. And it was really far. It was really tough, but I think I commend my mom for what she did, because here we are today.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it was very easy for her to say, no, it's too far, or it's too expensive, or but she was just like, the best. You're going, no matter how much it is, we'll find a way. Beautiful. And I think like they both played their roles, but I commend my mom a lot, because taking 4 kids to school, to like semi-private, semi-public schools, all the way in Jewish Town, which is like the east of Johannesburg, is a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I grew up in Soweto, then we moved. They live in Kibla Park now, and then I started to spread my wings. I literally worked everywhere in Johannesburg. So I've always been a Johannesburg girl.
Okay.
But yeah, and now we're here.
We're here. I believe you studied at UJ, right? Your varsity career, communications.
Yeah.
Why?
So I started at the National School of the Arts, and that's where I did drama for 5 years, and that's high school, right?
Okay.
So after that, I did 5 years of drama, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be a presenter.
Yeah.
I'm going to be somebody in front of the camera, until I did radio at UJ.
Okay.
And I found out that akomali apa.
Yes.
Like you really have to be passionate, like really passionate if you going to go into something like the arts, because the money in South Africa is not the same as what you see in Hollywood. Like it's really not the same.
Different,
And I was like, okay, cool, let me get behind the scenes, let me get into the business of the arts and everything that I wanted to do. And that's when I fell in love, and I was just like, this is where I belong. So I did my stints on radio while I was at school, and I think while I was at UJ I had about, I don't know, 4 jobs. And I remember going into a school production. We did Midsummer's Night Dream, and I told my director I was late for rehearsals, and she was like, you're late, you're always late. And I was just like, girl, I got 4 jobs. Okay, I got school and I got 4 jobs, so I'm gonna be late, but I'm here, you know. And I was just like, no, the hustle is hard in Joburg, but it has to be done.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Where do you think you get your hustler spirit from?
My mother.
Okay.
Definitely my mother. I mean, as I said, 4 kids. Primary school was literally like semi-private, so all of us were expensive. And then there was high school. They all wanted to do their thing at Sandringham, and I was like, I want to go to NSA. NSA is not cheap as well, you know. And then she was just like, you have to continue your studies, so varsity. So my mom literally didn't mind doing it all back to back. You know, she did the night shifts. She did everything that she could in order. But like in between all of that, there was still, I remember she used to sell things. So would go to church, and she'd be like, oh, these ladies are selling what. Maybe we should sell this and that. And I was just like, wow. So in high school already, I was selling some scopas and whatever in my hostel room. And and I started working literally. But you know, when you get money, you want more money.
Of course.
So when something's giving you like an extra 100 rand per week, you're like, if I did this, I get an extra 200 rand, then 300 rand. So that's where it comes from. My mom was just like, okay, cool. If you want to open a business, open a business. Augment. That's what she said. Always augment your salary. Don't sit and count on one thing, because life is hectic, you know.
Very, definitely. And I mean, now that I believe you worked for different companies before you started your company. So take me through that jump, the difference.
So I started in advertising, and that's where I met one of my best friends, Nadia Nakai. You guys might know as Nadia Nakai. And we did advertising together. We literally started on the same day. Same interview, and I was just like, those bitches, am I allowed to say?
Go ahead.
I'm like, those bitches here for my job. Okay. And then day 1, I'm like, why is she here? Because like we interviewed for the same thing. And I found that no, she's doing digital and I'm doing traditional media. So she did Volvo digital. Then I did like Citroen, all the print ads, the TV ads, the radio ads, and she was on digital and I was on traditional. So that's where our real careers really started, when I say corporate careers. And she was only practicing what she knew because she's got a marketing degree. So that was us. And then literally from there, it did not stop. the more you progress, people were like, okay, no, this girl, she's bababs, you know.
Yeah.
I literally started as a brand assistant. I moved on as an account executive.
Yeah.
And I went up and I elevated and I went to different agencies and I was just like, no, man, I'm good at this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm good at what I do. Therefore, let's start something in the background that's just going to service me and not for the man that I'm working for or the woman that I'm working for. Let's service this thing on the side. And as we went along, I did everything that I ever studied. So it was digital, it was PR, it was, entertainment. Then I fell in love with entertainment and that's where I started at Sony Music.
Yeah.
And I did bookings for artists. That happened for like about 2 years. And as soon as I hit my 2 years, I was just like, no, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm opening my own office.
Sure.
I don't know how, where, what, but I'm going to service the clients that I have right now and the clients that I had with my friends because they were all in the entertainment industry. So it was singers, it was rappers, Aboshane Eagle, Tumi Masemola, JR. And I was just like, okay, cool, let me start this thing and let's see how it grows. And boy, did it grow.
Yeah.
Nadia as well. So while we were at Havas, she'd be like, yo, I rap, you know? I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So I know this guy, he shoots for something like Channel O, whatever. So let's do an interview.
Yeah.
And she was just like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then literally from 2013 till now, it was just like a
ongoing thing. It kept growing. I mean, I think your story is beautiful, especially because you've spoken about it being educated, then you speak about experience, and then the jump. So I think a lot of people want to jump straight into things. So talk me through your patience. Where do you think you've learned patience?
I think I learned my patience through experience because once you start working in the craft, you understand that like it's not an overnight thing. You know, there's so many processes, there's admin, there's logins, there's what, and you just like, it's a lot, you know? And for me, I just learned how to deal with one thing at a time, but everything at the same time as well. Because it was literally a thing of like having to be multitasked and have that skill of multitasking in your job and then in the things that you want to do in the background as well.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was literally about the experience that taught me a lot of things. Patience, learning how to speak to clients, colleagues, cleaners, whatever, you know. So the experience that I learned in corporate taught me everything that I am right now.
That's amazing. So I mean, now take me through your networks, because you were not only working but you were networking, because you've mentioned quite a few, you know, well-known people in the industry. And why was networking important for you, and why would you advise someone now to network?
Okay, so what I do is very relationship based. So who do you know, and how far are they in their career, or how far they're ranked in their industry, you know. It's about relationships. So relationship marketing is what I call it, more than networking, because it's very easy to go to a gig or an event and give away business cards, but if that person doesn't remember you, they'll see that business card and be like, oh, let me just use it for whatever, you know, and throw it away. But then for me, it was literally a thing of, how are you going to remember me? And the conversation that I had with you last night, or the conversation that we had that turned into a project, how has that made you feel? Because if I can make you feel good, you're going to want to feel good all the time, you know.
That's true.
So be it a client, or be it a corporate or a sponsorship, or somebody who's got potential gualas for us, it's about how they remembered you, how they remember how you made them feel. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So networking for me is purely that. It's just the memories after our link up.
That's beautiful. And at Handle, why that name?
Okay, so at Handle, I started at Handle with a friend of mine, Mutiegi, when we were in varsity. And honestly, for me, I just wanted to collaborate. I wanted more. And I was just like, you know, I can't do this by myself. And I feel like if you get that in the industry that we're in, if you understand that you can't do it by yourself, you'll thrive. Because everything that I've done ever since then is about collaboration. It's about the next person. I'm always communicating, and it's not a communication of just 1, 2, 3 and it's done. No, we need to harvest. We need to maintain the relationship. I need to nurture you, make you feel comfortable, make sure that you can call me at 3 a.m. for whatever it is, you know? So we started that. She wanted to do design, and it was, you know, the basic complaints of like having a 9 to 5 at lunch. You're just like, tired of my boss. I walked in, same story. Why are you late? Or why, what, you know? And we're just like, how do we stop it? Okay, let's open in something that we can control. You know, and that's how at Handle started. And we were like, okay, what are we going to do? What does the business do? And I was just like, I can do everything. If you give me a brief, I'll do it. If somebody says, I'm looking for a telecoms company that does X, Y, and Z. I know nothing about telecoms, but I know somebody. Who knows? You know, I met Tando last week and she said, okay, cool. Let's put those people together and let's see what happens there. So we were literally saying, baby showers, we'll do it. What, we'll do it. Siyabangena bonke. But I think with collaboration also comes with the pain of having to let go. To delegate. To not take so much on. So now I'm a control freak. I know that, and like no one can tell me. I know that I love having absolute control. So we fell out purely because everything became what I wanted to do. And this is me being honest now. It became about, okay, we're doing entertainment. She was in the banking sector. I was in communications and entertainment. But because my passion literally, and I know my personality can sometimes
be
you know,
overbearing as people call it.
So like it was literally on some, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this, we need to do that. And it was just like okay, babes, just run. Run because this is it right now. But like, so I've never changed it ever since then. And for me, it's just a matter of you name it and I'll handle it. So we were at Handle. And because we're in the digital age, so it's like an at Handle. Still get people calling and saying, hi, can I please speak to at Handle? Because it's AT Handle.
Of course.
And I'm just like, at Handle, okay, we're here.
Makes sense. So, I mean, now, how would you describe your business and what it does now?
How would I describe my business? So, I think what we do right now is it's amazing for brands that are developed already. It's very hard to put individuals who are not well wrapped, if I can say, or well groomed in whatever they're doing, and then I try to link you up with a big company like a big telecoms company or a big alcohol brand. So what we do is we nurture the individual and then we put links together with that brand. So, for example, Nadia Nakai, she's my biggest case study purely because I work on her business holistically. So it's not just PR, it's not just brand development, it's not just bookings, it's literally everything, you know. So I do artist management, I do PR, and I do brand development. That's what I do. So where we are right now is trying to grow in the bigger corporates so that they can service our individual talents.
Makes sense.
Right? So if I were to work with, I don't know if I can say brands, name brands. Okay, like a Courvoisier. I always extend myself to Courvoisier and say, guys, I do PR. So give me your gig, let me do PR for your gig. And then we worm it back into the talent, you know, so that we have a relationship with them and then it literally just transforms. So everything is about the big idea, but the big idea always gets bigger because the conversations that we have, the communication and the resources and the relationships, you know,
get bigger.
They get bigger.
So, I mean, you're behind a lot of big names. A lot of people aren't always comfortable with being behind. So what makes you comfortable with, like, you know, being behind the scenes, doing all the work behind the scenes?
That's where the money's at. I don't know if you guys know, but that's really and truly where the money is at.
That's
you
true.
know, being able to put together million rand deals in a month. That's where the money is at. And I've got no problem with it because I think I experienced in front of the camera when I was at school, and experienced being the drama queen and whatever. And I was just like, how does that serve me?
Yeah.
Because I know what my skill is. I know what my power is and my strengths are lying. You know, it's not a thing of, no, you get jealous or you get hurt or, you know, or you try to take over the spotlight. No.
Yeah.
It's just being able to see people's dreams come true. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So if you be it a brand or be it a person, for me to say at the end of the month your KPIs were met and over met, for me that's like the most satisfying thing. That's where my passion is at. Like I'll tell you guys now, it's a Sunday and I said let's have this meeting here because the whole afternoon I was here grinding.
Yeah.
That's where I'm happy. That's my happy place. Like when I'm depressed or when I'm sad,
you come here.
I come here.
Yeah.
I open my laptop and I grind because what am I looking for? Opportunities.
Yes.
I'm looking for money.
Yes.
I'm looking for new goals, new ventures. So I've never had a problem with being behind the scenes because
yeah. And you know, how explain the difference in navigating different people, because if I'm not mistaken, you've also done PR for the Major League DJs, and then you know there's Nadia Nakai, like those are very different brands. I mean, explain sort of the navigating between those different brands and how you do it.
I feel like it's like a mom, you know. I take it very personally.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this is a job for me. It's very personal. So like if you attack me or you attack my career, you're attacking me like personally.
Yeah.
It's like a mom. So all the kids won't be the same.
Yeah.
And you can't hate one or think less of one because of a different characteristics. And now artists, as we all know, are very personal and sensitive about their shit because it's their shit, you know. So it's literally about understanding who Tando is, getting to know who you are, and then saying, okay, this is the formula for her. Even when I meet like upcoming artists and they say, please do our PR, can you please manage us? We have like emails, undated emails from like upcoming people, even like the guys who are in the industry now, because they've seen the way we've serviced our clients. It's customized. And what I do for Nadia will never be a copy and paste for another female. Or what I do for Major League will never be a copy and paste for another DJ. Purely because you are a different person. You know. Someone might value an interview, for example, on Top Billing, and you'll find another artist who's like, I don't want my personal life out there. No one can see my car. No one can see my house, my kids, or you know, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. It's different strokes for different folks. So I think what we've managed to get right is the customization of our packages.
Okay, that's beautiful. And you know, take me through navigating friendship, because I believe you and Nadia are friends. How do you navigate friendship in business?
Yeah, it gets harder as you go along, but I can tell you before it was so easy because it was like dreaming with your best friend to say, friend, don't you feel like we should go to like America? Let's go to America. And we America for business. Like was it this year? This year. We're like, guys, let's go to Bali for a holiday. And that's as a friend, you know. But then the friendship and the business comes in and says, let's shoot in Bali. Let's shoot your music video in Bali. Let's make this about something else. So I think it's about dreaming together. And it's about seeing the other one thrive. You know, like your best friend, if your best friend was a doctor and they come home and they'd be like, oh my God, I performed my first what surgery. You'd be like,
great.
But now imagine being able to make those dreams come true for your best friend. And vice versa, because she always uplifts me. Like these type of interviews, she'd be like, friend, go talk. And I'm just like, you know, I hate the camera. She was hosting a show on MTV just now, Yo MTV Raps. And she was just like, you need to be on the panel. Come on the panel. I was just like, I'm too nervous. I can't. Come on the panel. And I was just like, okay, I'm coming. And that's because she wants to see me grow as much as she's grown and she's growing. And so it's literally about making your best friend proud at all times.
That's beautiful. So I mean, going more into a little bit of your personal life, you see a ring. Tell us more. Tell us more.
So yes, I'm engaged.
Yes.
I'm engaged
Congratulations.
to. Thank you so much. Fantastic guy, most understanding man. Yo, he gets me like in and out.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you were to lock us into a room for 1 week, it's a holiday for
Yeah.
us, you know, because
Yeah.
we have so much fun. So he's become my best friend.
Yeah.
We literally met on the 27th of December 2015, and we've never left each other's sides ever since.
Beautiful.
So on the day, he was just like, okay, you're my girlfriend.
Wow.
And I was just like, no. I got a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And a year later, we were engaged, families met, and we've been thriving. So right now, we're planning our wedding.
Wow, great.
I want kids.
Yes.
But it's hectic, you know, the
Yeah.
life that we live and a 9 to 5 type of person is very different. You
yeah.
know, I'm literally in the club every single weekend.
Yeah.
For work purposes.
Yeah.
Or I'm out of the country or out of the province literally every single week of my life. And I can't change that. But if you get somebody who understands you, who trusts you, who loves you, and vice versa, it's easy. It's very easy.
And what's the most favorite thing about your relationship in your eyes?
The most favorite thing about my relationship is that we love food.
Okay. That's
my favorite thing, because I think like when we eat and when we're literally cooking or baking or whatever, it's like the best time. So we look forward to having breakfast, lunch, dinner, even snacks. It's like the best. It's our best time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of just, I mean, you know, looking at you, you know, someone would say, oh, you know, you always have everything together. You have your business, you have your man, you're going to be having your kids. I think it's also important to, you know, remind people that there's a human side as well. So when you are going through difficult times, how do you get through that? And also, you know, just what advice would you give to other people to say, like, you know, don't try to keep up with other people's lives, you know?
I think even like, even with my artists, I'll tell my artists that like this life that we're living, this Instagram life that we're living, when you go home and you sleep by yourself or with your partner, it's a different story. You know, what's important for me is always being true to self. And it's so hard. It sounds so easy. Just like be true, like be yourself. It sounds so easy to say. But when you like take back and say, okay, cool, let me be myself. It's so hard because of the pressures that we have. And for me, what I've managed to come to terms with is that like I don't have it together. You know, there are days where like career-wise, work-wise, I could scream and cry and just like want to crawl into a hole and just die. You know, even with my relationship, there are days where like the struggles are so real. You just like, I'm a mess. I'm a mess and I can't do it anymore. But support systems, your structure of friends, who's around you? Who are you telling and what are they saying back to you? You know, I feel like that's been so hectic for me this year, especially like the people who've been around me. When you're able to pick up the phone, no judgments whatsoever, and just be like, I can't do it. You know? And then you have those people saying, yes, you can. We've been through it. So talking, talk. As much as it may be hard or you can't communicate or you suffer with like not being able to, you know, speak, just speak. Try, talk. And I feel like that's helped me a lot. You know, even this interview right now, I feel like it's a big therapy session because it's literally just looking in and externalizing. And for me, that's so important because I feel like people who go through not even depression, but like sadness, because I feel like depression is a bit more hectic and that's like a serious topic. Sadness or feeling insecure or feeling down, once you get that stuff off your mind and give it to somebody else and let them like try to figure out and give you something else back, it helps.
It helps.
It really does help.
It definitely helps.
Yeah.
You've got a very, you know, strong energy and you come across very confident. And also just as someone who knows themselves. So, I mean, what's been the journey to that and why did you decide to do that?
It's been mistakes. It's been falling and not knowing how you're going to get back up. It's been going through trying times, and you're just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like, this is it now. Also, it's been through watching yourself through other people's eyes, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm grateful to have the circle around me who can say, you're so strong.
Yes.
Or you're this person, because I don't see myself like that, you know. I may see myself in another way, but when my friends or my colleagues reassure me, that's so powerful for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, really powerful. For my fiance as well, who'll be like, yo, you're doing boss moves, like, wow. And I'm just like, I never feel like it's really true. But because they reiterate and they reassure me every single day, somehow, somewhere, I feel like you build your confidence through having positive people.
Yeah, around you, definitely.
And people who understand what being positive is really about. Because I think sometimes people just say it like, oh, just be positive. Or no. No, it really is a skill to think something negative of you or another person and reverse it.
Yes.
It's a skill.
It is.
You literally have to sit and think and be like, no, don't think like that.
Yeah.
Or say this instead of that.
Yes.
It's so easy to say, but I know I won't get it.
Yeah. That's the cop-out, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really easy to say negative stuff about yourself, even other people. The challenge is when you have to reverse things, like consciously reverse things and be like, that's not it. Until it seeps into your unconsciousness.
Yes.
And now you're like constantly positive.
Yeah.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
It's hard. We're learning it till we die.
Yes.
But you better learn.
Now.
You better try before you become the Grinch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the most important thing you want people to know about being an entrepreneur? Sorry.
That, what's the most important? Sure. You know, I've been so blessed. I've heard so many stories about like companies, even with JR will tell you that like, yeah, I started like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 companies, and they're like, you know, they don't succeed until like this. And I've had one company by God's grace.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
I've had one company and I feel like we're doing well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a day at a time. It's literally every single day is like a new day. Everything is different. But what I can tell you is that if you're not passionate about what you're doing and you don't mind being broke because of what you're doing, trust me, it's not what you want to do. You know, there have been days where I'll look at my friends or my clients and be like, yeah, ne? Shoo, it's rough.
Yeah.
You know, and tomorrow there'll be a new wave.
Yes.
So like for me, I'm just like, if it is what you really, really want to do, and when you wake up in the morning, that's all that you want to do, that's what you need to do. Invest in it, bring out all the resources, lose the negativity, lose the embarrassment of having to knock on people's doors. Let them say no 1 million times. Who gives a damn?
Yeah.
No is just a no.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you are a failure or whatever the case may be. It's just a no. Next door.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a diverse space right now, also very saturated.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, somebody else is doing it. Link up with people who actually give a damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, be sure what it is that you want to do. So if you say you want to start a hair company, a beauty or PR or whatever it is, be sure that even when days are like the worst, you wouldn't be anywhere else but there.
But there.
Yeah.
Second to last question.
Okay.
What's your vision going forward? What does success mean to you?
Success now means to me, and I say now purely because when I was 25, success was something else.
Definitely.
Success then was like, okay, we're doing this gig, we're doing that gig, we're seen here, these are the events, everybody knows we're like top class. No. I've done that, and I've affirmed a lot of things for myself. So success now for me, and I know next year it might change. The next time I speak to you, maybe in 5 years' time, it's going to change.
Yeah.
But now, success for me is breaking the international barriers. So as soon as I do that, I'll say, got it.
Yeah.
You know, I respect what Africa is. I respect what Africa has done for us. And for me, it's literally now just like pushing all those borders and making the world mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
Making your dream come true. Yeah. I want to be remembered as the person you called and said, if you called Phindi and you asked her for X, Y, and Z, she's not going to sleep until you get it. So I want to be remembered for pushing all the boundaries and making people even realize, even if you didn't know that that was what you wanted to do or that was your dream, that's what I want to be known for, to say like, okay, I had one meeting and I thought I was going in with this and I left with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Even though that was the last question, I just have a because I think people would love to know, who do you consider like to come onto your brand? What are you looking for in them? Because you've said that there's so many people who come to you.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking for people who move and shake whatever industry they're in. I'm looking for people who are not scared of no's. I'm looking for people who take everything and make it greater. You know, so be it a rapper, a musician, a corporate, a brand, if you're not scared of moving, that's what I'm looking for. And proactivity as well. So if you're a person who says, I'm looking for a PR company, I'm looking for a what company, a management, artist, eventing, be proactive because I'll be as good as you are.
Yeah.
So if you're a person who wants to chill at home with the remote and say, Phindi will call me.
Yeah.
Babes,
Yeah.
I'm as good as that thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also waiting for you to call me and say, no, look, no. I'm looking for people who want to collaborate and will push you and say, there's no sleep. Okay, cool. I'm on the phone with you. We're doing this, we're doing that. If I'm doing this, you're doing something else. You'll come back to the office and say, look, I went ahead and I did X, Y, and Z. Can you manage this? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who know what they're about and just need support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. This has been an amazing interview. I think you're a powerhouse, and I intentionally didn't ask you questions about being a woman because I don't think men are asked the same questions like, how do you find difficult being a man in the industry?
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think you are a powerhouse. You're inspiring a lot of people.
Thank you.
And continue to do what you do. So, yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview.
Mama. And good luck to you.
Thank
and
you.
if you need any help, you know where to find me. This is my home.
Of course.
Okay.
I will be driving here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's a
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. Okay.